I'm Raywin from Cakes by Raywin, and today I thought I'd go through some ruffling techniques with you that I've sort of looked around and tried. Every one of them works for different things. You'll always have different projects to do. Sometimes you'll want big, gentle ruffles. Other times you want really narrow, regimented, quite stiff sort of looking ruffles. So we're going to go through a couple of different ones today, and you can pick whatever you like. So just got a little bit of Gumpaste with Tylose, a mat for using our balling tool with, a strip cutter. These are fabulous. I absolutely love these. Rolling pin, cell pin, cell stick. This actually comes in most fondant kits, so you pretty much have one of those, and you know, even if you're desperate, you can use the back of a paintbrush. I have done that before. Okay, so I'll get myself organised and we'll go through some ruffling. Okay, so we're going to just roll our fondant out to cut it into strips. So I like to make the fondant as long as my ruffles need to be, so that way I get less joints. And you roll it quite thin, because if your ruffles are too thick, they'll flop on the cake. You've got to be nice and light and ethereal. Okay, so that's rolled nice and thin. And then we just get our strip cutter. And we roll down. Now, you can do this with a paring knife, you can do it with a pizza cutter. I find these are really good. You can make them any width you want, so that means all your stripes. Great for making stripes on cakes too. They're all exactly the same size, and it's really fast. I find pizza cutters can be a little bit inaccurate. They can wobble around a little bit and give you a bit of a wonky line, which wouldn't matter for ruffles obviously, but certainly does if you're doing stripes on a cake. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you is using the cell stick. This is probably the most brutal on your fingers. You'll get ruffling fingers, that hurts, but these really do give you the best result. A really lovely ruffle. Okay, so a little bit of corn flour. Okay, now this is the one, as I said, that comes with most fondant kits. You just get it in there and you just roll, and you see straight away that that end is lengthening and it's curling, which is exactly what you want it to do, because when you straighten it up, you get your ruffle. Okay, so by all means use that, the back of a paintbrush if you're desperate. I love my cell stick. Hurts a little bit more, but you do get a better ruffle with it. You do have to make sure that you keep putting corn flour on it, because it will stick. It's quite a porous little thing. I don't know what it's made of, but it really does the job. You can see there the difference in the ruffles between the plastic one and the cell stick's quite amazing. So it really depends on what you're doing and the result you want to get, whether you would bother, because these are quite expensive, but they can be worth it depending on the project you're doing. Okay, so we're just going to go to the end of this piece, and then I'll straighten it out for you. I'll put it that way so you can actually see it. And you can see there that ruffle. Okay, so now the next one I've tried, again to save my fingers, I used my cell pen, which is this is a really good rolling pin for doing flowers and things, because it's really solid. You get a really nice thin effect on your gum paste. Same thing, gentle on your fingers. You can see it's curling around. Now what I'm going to do, I'll do half of this strip like this. So you can see you get a thinner, more translucent ruffle. So this is really good for something where you're not too worried about it being a strong ruffle. And then the other way you can use this particular piece of equipment is like a balling tool on this rubber mat. Thin the edge down. So it's quite a little versatile rolling pin, this one, the cell pin. So this is more of a a gentle ruffle, a little bit rustic. Certainly not painful like making the other one on your fingers. It's very easy, very fast. And as you can see, it does give, so you've got the two different ways of using the cell pen. That one we roll with the point towards, basically like a large cell stick, and this one we just use the end like a balling tool. And you can see the difference in the ruffles there, that you've got a much firmer ruffle, and you can get it even firmer again. You can really ruffle that up with the cell stick. Okay, so then we'll try the next one. Okay, and this ruffle we're doing with just our balling tool and our mat. Now you can do this two ways again. You can just run the ball tool along, thinning out the edge for a really gentle ruffle. So when you come and straighten it, you just get a very gentle, put it up as you can see, very gentle ruffle, that one. Or you can use the thinner side to get a little bit more of a ruffle happening there. You see that? The other way you can use it is to drag it down in pieces like that. And this is really quick, really easy on the hands. Okay, and I'll just take that away so you can see it. And that's that piece. Alright, so you can see that one we were coming down with the large end of the balling tool. That one was just thinning the edge. This one was with the pointy end of our cell pen. That one was using it like a balling tool. So you can see the difference. Even though you do it using the same action, depending on the tool you're getting a different result. And this one is done with our a cell stick. And just last, I am going to give myself ruffling fingers to show you just a little bit of how firm your ruffles can actually be by using the cell stick. So I'll just put it on the side, backwards and forwards. To get a really super ruffle, you can actually use a very old-fashioned tool called a Garrett Fill. Garrett Fill, my accent. It's a round cutter and it's got a little fluted edge, and you cut the gum paste out, so you've got a big fluted circle. Then depending on how thick you want your ruffle, you cut the centre out in a circle, and then you do exactly the same. You cut it and you do this with it, and you get the most incredible ruffles. I did a ballerina skirt once with my Garrett Fill, and it was just amazing. They really are really good, but it is fiddly, and if you're in a hurry, it's probably not the thing for then, but it's certainly, if you really want a spectacular ruffle, that's a good way to go. But be warned, you will have very sore fingers for quite a few days after. Okay, so you can see, turn around, sorry, you can see the difference there. That really gets, and when you put it on the cake, of course you put your glue on along there, and you just come along and you just flick it up in sections, just to give it even more movement as it's drying, which will happen pretty quickly on the cake because of course it's gum paste. So those are the little ways I ruffle, depending on how much time I've got in the project I'm after. Okay, enjoy.